come, usually I tell you to sit back and relax, but that's not possible today. I can't either. I'm on the edge of my seat because here's a man whose energy is so infectious. I just can't even. Ranveer Jordaar.
just can't even.
I can't even.
मैडम मुझे देखो मैं कितना रिलैक्स बैठा हूँ आप भी रिलैक्स करो यार गप्पे शप्पे मारते हैं
Okay, but let us look at you. Really look at him. Let's take a moment.
Look
Work
at me.
of art. A work of art.
Look,
Indeed.
a work of art.
Yeah.
You say? My, I'm flattered.
You've become synonymous with fashion, and fashion has become synonymous with you.
Has it now?
It really has. So tell me, is this all your stylist or is it all you?
This is all my stylist. All. Barring just this I chose and this I chose to wear.
Oh.
But the rest of it is pretty much Eka. All credit to her.
But it's your
super
signature.
comfy. It's like my man kaftan.
So I wonder, you know, you are so fashionable in real life. In your movies as well, you have such distinctive looks. Do you collaborate when you come on those looks, and do you ideate when it comes to, is every movie your own Met Gala?
Well, the Met Gala happened recently,
Yeah.
and you know I'm on social media, so I know that every time the Met Gala happens, I start trending for absolutely no reason, and everybody's like, I am not going to stop till Ranveer gets an invite to the Met Gala.
Yeah.
Why isn't Ranveer at the Met Gala?
Why isn't
or like
going
every
to?
day's every daily life is Ranveer's Met Gala. It's like a Met Gala for him every day. I read all of these tweets and start trending for no reason, but I think the Met Gala is amazing. I think what a great platform for creative and artistic expression. So I think it's a great platform for creative expression, and you see some of the most extraordinary ensembles, and I see it on social media, and it's like every year it just it's a lovely thing. But I honestly, when it comes to fashion, I just wear whatever I feel like. I don't really worry about what another person thinks. I really just dress for myself. And even when it comes to characters, I try and create distinctive looks for each character. And it, for me, that once you're in the character development process, if you achieve the look of the character, then you've done more than half the work. You know, in order to be convincing, you have to first start looking like that character. And sometimes, you know, there's certain characters that come your way where you have an external process, like an outside-in process. So first you have to start looking like the person. Then you start feeling it internally. Oftentimes that happens. I think the first time that happened with me was during Bajirao. It wasn't until I shaved my head, changed my physicality, grew that mustache, till I actually started feeling like Bajirao. Or my interpretation of the character. So even with Jayeshbhai, for instance, it was very important to take steps towards looking like Jayesh in order to be convincing. Even with Couple, just my last two performances, or even Khilji for that matter, I grew my hair out and that beard for many months. With Couple, you know, we spent about a cumulative about 60 hours in the makeup chair to just get it right, you know, the hair and the teeth and, you know, the skin color, detailed work. And I remember even during Jayeshbhai workshops, Divyand was like, you really need to work on your physicality, because here's a character who's supposed to be intimidated by Boman's character. He was like, man, with all this muscle and this physicality of yours, it's not working. You need to lose all of this muscle mass so it's convincing that when Boman intimidates you, that you can, that's actually convincing, that if he decides to slap you, it might really hurt. Right now it looks like, you know, there'll be a tough contest between these two very physical human beings. Even when I was bowling as Couple Dev, I remember my coach, Mr. Balwinder Singh Sandhu, he was like, I really think you need to go and change your physicality, because right now it looks like koi pehlwan bowling karne aa raha hai. So it starts with the physicality more than the dressing. It starts with changing the body, the hair, you know, it starts with all of that. And then you get into the look. Oftentimes when I'm developing the character, I even ask for the clothes. Like when I was locked up trying to create Bajirao, I'd asked for a dhoti, I'd asked for the, you know, the thread. I'd ask for some props. You know, when you're experimenting in your own space with yourself, these things come in handy. So, so yeah, I really enjoy creating distinctive looks for characters, and I would like to believe that I've achieved it so far, that, you know, one character and it's not just restricted to the look. The look, feel, vibration, energy, everything from the eyes, the facial expression, the voice, everything should be distinctly different from each other. Then I'm really creating, you know, it's what keeps me excited and invested. So, so yeah, starts with the physicality, but yes, I make it a point, and it is ever so important to me in my process to have in my filmography characters that are distinctly different from each other, and that of course means they also look very different from each other.
I love how heavily invested you are in the character, in the look. You know, there's always something to learn from you, Ranveer, every single time.
Thank you.
This is a family film, Jayeshbhai Jordaar. So I want to start off. How's your family doing?
My family is doing great. My family is, touch wood, Jai Jhulelal, everything is good, and they're traveling and they're enjoying life, and I'm becoming more family oriented. I'm beginning to make more time for my family, bonding more, sharing more experiences, traveling together, creating memories together. Slowly, thanks to the help and guidance of my beautiful wife, I'm able now to create more of a work-life balance. Earlier it was quite lopsided. I was at work most of the time, but now there's a work-life balance. So I'm very happy. It's a good time.
How's the most beautiful woman in your life and ours doing?
She is traveling at the moment, and off late I haven't got a lot of time to spend with her. She's been away for several weeks shooting her big actioner Pathan, which is looking amazing. And then she got back, my promotion started, so it's been busy for the both of us, but she'll be back tonight, and I can't wait to spend my evening with her.
Do share a glimpse on Instagram. Huh?
I don't know. I'm not really comfortable sharing those moments on Instagram. You know, it's not like I'm in that moment and I want to live that moment. You know, it's not like, it doesn't strike me that, hey, let me capture this moment and put it on the gram. Oftentimes, you know, and I'm on social media and I read everything that my fans write to me. I don't have the time to reply to all of it. I do sometimes, but I read everything. They've taken the time to write to me, and I read every day. I don't miss anything. So a lot of times they're like, you should post more, you know, you should, moments of you and Deepika together and stuff like that. But, you know, that's very personal, and I protect that. And it's more about living the moment than really capturing it and splashing it on social media, because Deepika and I both are born in the 80s, you know, at a time when there weren't mobile phones, there weren't cameras in mobile phones, and there wasn't this sharing capability either with social media. So really our foundations are in a time where all of this wasn't there. So when you're sharing a warm moment or a special moment, my instinct is not कि ये डाल देता हूँ मैं Instagram पे. But yeah, now and then I do, and I'm happy. I understand the love of the fans and the fact that they'd want to see that more often. But yeah, I mean, I want to be in the moment, not capture it and share it. It's more important for me to be present, you know.
Okay, guys, I tried. I did my best, you know. Jayeshbhai Jordaar is, you know, while Ranveer is a very fun person, the film has a very serious subject at the core of it. It's female infanticide, really prevalent in so many parts of our country. What made you choose this subject, Ranveer?
It was this amazing narration from this first-time director, Divyand Thakkar. I couldn't believe what I had heard. It was just such strong material. It just spoke to me. I was like, man, you really have something to say, and this is beautiful. It's like you are speaking about, like you said, such pressing, pertinent, almost disturbing issues like feticide, infanticide, dowry, domestic violence, you know, patriarchy, and all of these themes. But I have been laughing for 2 hours straight. So it's like kind of tragic humor in that sense, that what you're speaking of is quite serious, you know, it's quite tragic actually, but rendered in this entertaining package that is just irresistible. So I found the material irresistible. I found Divyang's passion and energy infectious, and I recognized that there is something special there, and I decided to be a part of it and empower this amazing story. It just had to be told. Now I do understand that my I'm usually associated with working with established directors on these, so big films, and uh, it's mounted on scale with all this spectacle value and all that. But having spent 10 years in the business, if I can't be in a position where when I recognize something good and special, if I can't empower that, then what am I really doing? I have laughed a lot and cried a lot. That is evoked this degree of emotion out of me. There must be something just very, very special about this story, this character and this director. And that's how it happened.
In this today's time when masculinity is defined by big muscles or violence, here you come in and you challenge all of that.
Yeah.
Is that something you wanted to do, Ranveer?
I mean, the material does that for sure. I found it very interesting how there is a completely different spin on machismo and masculinity in this material. Now, it just so happens that it is releasing at a time where the films that you see are being lapped up by the audience are these hyper masculine, hyper machismo, pieces of work, which I personally love, by the way, and that really I feel more at home there. Honestly, that's my default. These larger than life, strong male characters, and I have done that successfully before, and I most certainly intend to do it again and again. But this is just it's how do you say? Ironically timed. It's like in the times of testosterone comes an estrogen film, a completely new kind of machismo and a new kind of macho hero. In fact, the working title of Jayeshbhai was Action Hero.
Oh.
And the girl says in the trailer as well, "Aap mere hero, par ab aapko action hero banna padega." Jayeshbhai Jordaar. So yeah, I found that to be one of the most amusing aspects of this material. So. And I think it makes very, very, very pertinent social commentary, and that's what you want really. You want a film that और क्या चाहिए आपको पिक्चर में, हंसाए, रुलाए, एंटरटेन करे और कहीं ना कहीं आपको एक सोशल मैसेज भी दे कि ये बात जो हमने कही है कहीं ना कहीं आपके अंदर चिपक जाए तो शायद से आपके साथ वो बात रहेगी. आप tomorrow when you are going about your life, that you will have received that message. So yeah, what more can one want or hope from a film? Now I hope it resonates with the audience the same way it resonated with me.
It also has a Chaplinesque quality to it,
Yeah.
your performance. And the kind of physical comedy that you did, I got a glimpse of it in Firecracker. I found it amazing. You always let yourself go in the best way on screen.
Yeah.
You're already uninhibited. और क्या खोल दिया आपने इस गाने में?
Yeah, I have really opened up a completely new facet and dimension with Jayesh. In fact, I was waiting for a part like this where I could, जैसे कि बोलते हैं ना, you have a set of cards. Villain card खेल लिया, पुलिस वाला खेल लिया, romantic hero किया है.
Real life maybe.
So this Chaplinesque tragic hero who your heart goes out to, because these characters, they're just so lovable, they're so entertaining, your heart goes out to them. It's like, how can you not love a guy like that? So I completely fell in love with Jayesh. When I watched the film, I was like, man, I was impressed, to be super honest, and if I may say so myself, because I was like, man, having done all these films and spent all these years in the movies, I am still seeing new stuff. And what happened was, we had completed the film, then the pandemic hit, so I had left it and I went into a completely different space and phase in life, and then I came and rewatched it. So I had that degree of objectivity when I was watching it, and I was watching it, I was like, man, ये नया है, ये वाले expressions मैंने खुद को करते हुए देखा नहीं है, ये body language, ये सब कुछ नया किया. So for once, I gave myself a pat on the back.
And there are also some fabulous performers alongside you. We have Rathna Pathak Shah.
Oh my.
Oh my God, yeah. What a delight.
Beast.
Yeah.
She's a beast. Boman is a beast. These guys are stalwarts, you know, of the craft. I look up to them. I always have. Boman says he's like a guru to me. Ratna ji, I remember her kids used to be, her two boys used to be in my school. And I've always admired her and the kind of performances that she puts in, because, you know, it's like the highest degree or the highest level of acting is when it doesn't feel like a person is acting, you know, and Ratna ji is just so skilled at that. And the same with Boman is just, he's one of the most watchable actors in the history of cinema for me. Every time he's on screen, he's mesmeric. I just can't, I can't get enough of him. He's created some cult characters. I've learned so much from him, the kind of choices he makes, you know, when you read the script and there's another character, you can't help it, right? You start interpreting that character also. So I was looking at his character, but when he rendered the performance, the kind of choices he made were, I was like, man, just see what superior choices he's making, you know, than what you had thought that this, you thought that this would go down this way, but Boman makes some out of the box choices that you just have to just admire. You know, it's they are both incredible actors, and I'm so blessed that I got to work with them and learn from them.
I agree with everything you're saying, and I feel that applies to you as well.
Right.
You know, for sure. Look at all the choices you've made, Ranveer, your entire filmography until now. You know, a very solid one there, one that scores at the box office every single time. Every actress wants to work with you. This time around, it's Shalini Pandey.
Yeah.
You know, how did she bag this role?
I actually don't ever get into the casting. You know, it's like I don't think it's my place to tell a producer or a director who to cast. I never ever get into it, barring a couple of times where my input has been invited. Like, what do you think? Who do you think should play this part? Unless I'm asked, I don't voice my opinion on it. It's not my place, and I never breach that protocol. It is really entirely the prerogative of the producer and the visionary, the filmmaker, the director. So Shalini was actually, I think, Shanu found Shalini and passed that information that I have discovered this exciting new talent to Manish and Divyand and Adi sir, and between that collective they decided upon Shalini, and I have a great amount of affection for her because I think she's just an absolutely wonderful girl. Her journey into movies is a marvelous story of how she left home and decided that she wanted to come to this big bad city and make it in show business. That kind of commitment, that kind of drive and passion, that kind of bravery, that kind of courage, it never ceases to amaze me. So Shalini is a proper, like, her vibe is like a proper newcomer, you know. She has so many questions. She has all this nervous energy which I can spot, but she's trying to put up a brave front, and you know, she's trying to harness all that nervous energy, and she's by the very nature of being a newcomer, so vulnerable, you know, with so much happening and so fast. So I find her to be a very endearing person. She is very lovable, and I tease her so much. I really ragged her, you know, and we got to spend so much time between shots, and I'm always pulling her leg, and to another level she gets so irritated, and it's so fulfilling for me when she gets irritated. It's like, I don't know what it is. मुझे इतना सुकून मिलता है. When she gets annoyed and irritated, I feel so good. I don't know why, but that's what's the most lovable quality about her. She's a very cute person, you know, and I think she's done brilliantly well in the film. Some of my close people have seen the film. My confidants, who are also people of cinema, so they have that understanding and that critical ability, and they've all lauded her performance. So I'm very excited for the world to see her and her immense talent.
How lovable, Ranveer. And it's really that X factor that you have, the je ne sais quoi, making everyone feel special and making them feel seen. Now, all of you can't meet him, unfortunately, but you meet him on screen. So go and catch Jayeshbhai Jordaar. It was an absolute pleasure talking to you, Ranveer.
Thank you, ma'am.
Always special.
Delightful
Thank you.
afternoon spent.
Delightful.
Thank you so much.
you.